Our last example is about how to calculate the productivity growth. So this actually is comparing between the current productivity and the previous productivity. And the difference is divided by the previous productivity. So productivity growth is shown in the percentage. Now, in these questions, we know that we have an assembly line to bake soft pretzels. So it currently bakes 750 pretzels each 7.5-hour shift. Okay, so in one shift, this shift length is 7.5 hours. And in the future, we are going to change the shift to the 6 hours each. And the production will be changed to 900 pretzels each shift. Okay, then it's asking how about the productivity growth. Now, there's two things you need to be careful in these questions. First, okay, when we compare the productivity, we need to base on what kind of time measure. Can we base on per shift productivity? The answer is no, because the shift length is 7.5 hours, and in the future, the shift length is only 6 hours. So then it indicates, all right, so we cannot use the shift as the base. So we must base on the hourly productivity since shift length is changed. Okay? So this is one thing. Now, second thing is in our calculation, we say current productivity minus previous productivity. Then in this setting, what is the current productivity? What is the previous productivity? Is the current productivity is that 750 pretzel on 7.5 hour shift? Yeah, although this is what happened right now, however, this actually, when we plug into this formula for the productivity growth calculation, this represents the previous productivity. So current productivity and the previous productivity in this formula is just indicate these two productivity. One is happened ahead of the second. Okay, now in this case, our current one is behind, is the future one. 6 hour length shift production is ahead of the current setting. So then the current setting is actually used to calculate the previous productivity, while the future setting is used to calculate the current productivity. Okay, so now what is the previous productivity, which is the base productivity? That is our current process. Okay, now in this, we know to calculate productivity, we need to know output and input. So what is the previous output? Which is straightforward. That is, let me see, that is 750 pretzels. Okay. Then how about input? So previous input Okay, so for this one, we need to do a little bit calculation because we need to convert everything into hours. So let's see. First, we know production is based on shifts. So how many shifts we are considering here as the inputs, which is 1 shift. Okay, and then let's see what is the shift length. So which is 7.5 hours per shift. All right. Okay, now with those two information, we can easily calculate the total input by hours. So that is equal to shift, number of the shifts, times hours per shift. So it's 7.5 hours. So more specific, it is equal to 1 shift times 7.5 hours per shift. Now we can calculate, okay, the previous productivity, which is equal to previous output divided by previous input. So now, okay, we must pay attention. Remember, everything that is by hours. Okay, it is by hourly productivity. So we know it is equal to the input 750 pretzel divided by, output 750 pretzel divided by the input 7.5 hours. So what we get here, productivity, previous is 100 pretzel per hour. So it is calculated according to 750 pretzel divided by 7.5 hours per the total hours. Okay. Now this is what we got for previous productivity. We should do the similar calculation for the current productivity using the future process. Okay, so exactly same logic. Then let me show what should be the results. So let's see, in the future process, the output, so which represents the current productivity. So current output is 900 pretzels. And the shift for the input, the number of shifts is still 1 shift. Shift length shortened to 6 hours per shift. So that gives us the total input by hour is 6 hours. Now we can use current output divided by the current input. So 900 pretzels divided by 6 hours, which gives us 150 pretzels per hour. Okay, now with the previous productivity and the current productivity ready, then we can calculate this productivity growth. So current minus previous divided by previous. So here is what we will do. So productivity growth, which is equal to current productivity minus previous productivity divided by, previous productivity and the times converted in 100%. So, all right, so every productivity, notice once again, it is by hours. You cannot by shifts. If you do it by shifts, you definitely won't get the right number. Okay, so it's equal to the current one, 150, minus the previous one, 100, divided by previous one, and times 100%. Okay, so it's got the growth is 50%. So let me be more specific. So it's 150 pretzel per hour minus 100 pretzel per hour and divided 100 pretzel per hour and times with 100%. Okay, so that will give us the final answer. So the productivity growth is 50%.